Okay. Um, hey YouTube, I am back with a new video. Alright. I wanted to share this story. Yeah, this story that I'm going to tell all of you. Cause I'm coming out with a story out of this and tell you how I got my channels on YouTube. Alright, so when all of that first started, I was at my mom's house. Her name is Susan Thibodeau DeFazio, and also my stepdad, Alan Thibodeau DeFazio. When I was living with them, I was like maybe reading books, playing toys, playing video games, of course. I wasn't reading books. I was like looking at pictures, and most importantly, watching YouTube. And the three guys that I never knew, one of them is a king of YouTube. Yes, I was watching PewDiePie, Markiplier, and Jacksepticeye. And also Smosh Games. Those are the things that I was watching. Those are the people that I watched here on YouTube. When I got these channels though, it's because of PewDiePie, Markiplier, and Jacksepticeye. Completely. I actually never knew what I can do on YouTube. I never know what YouTube is and all about. Definitely. And there's like certain things that I never knew about YouTube. And for me, I absolutely wanted to, spread my word out there too, but I couldn't do it. So when I was in school, back to my mom thing actually. So I was like doing all of that, and I was like, out there doing voice acting completely, and also a little bit of art because I kind of get at art when I was in school, in art class, and for music just come out of me completely when I was little, 100%. Things got good and stuff, and things got, a little bit better ever since. And yes, all of this, when I'm talking about, this is when PewDiePie was a gamer, and when everything was okay on YouTube and everything else. This is when, completely. So when I was watching them, I was doing other things, going out places and making fun things with my family out here in St. John, Nebraska, Canada. It's a lot of fun completely, but the thing is, in that mind of mine, from that back when, I actually told myself that maybe there's like a loop all around us. It's because I know that all of these creators right here on YouTube and also on YouNow. I actually was thinking the story of it then to get rid of my madness, clearly. To get rid of everything that I was doing from the past to right now. One time I had an ear infection. Second time I got a toe infection. And the third time I puked. Then I puked something else out of my body. This has gone horribly wrong with me. And also belly aching and a lot of pukes, really. I was in pain, completely. I was in so much pain. I was have downs every time, completely. Like, this is why I'm always hiding in this very room, completely. It's because I don't want, like, I don't want no one to know about these things about me. It's because I'm kind of like nervous around that completely. Well, but when I was like, do some other things, out going back and forth from here to my mom's house 7 days a week, completely. It was kind of fun as a moment, and then after that, things got to worse, literally. And I don't like that. And the funny thing is, in those times, yes, in those times, I had my iPod, 2 iPods actually, one at mom's house and one out here, completely. I love playing games. I love Batman completely. And then I would start making videos here and there at mom's house and also here at dad's house. His name is Steven Michael Manson. And also that I actually, before I finish the story, I just want to say this. I never spread a story here on YouTube before. This is my first thing ever, completely. Alright, back to the story mode. So anyway, my dad was my hero. Is because I knew something was wrong at mom's house. Like, I actually knew it. Mom and I wasn't looking after me that well. They keep, like, taking me to the doctors all the time. And, drug me, like, with pills and, medicines completely. And I did not like that. And here's why. Because I know they never knew. Including my dad, too. He never knows either. It's because I knew in my mind, in my head, in my brain, and also my body movements, my body actions, and the words what I said was, I want to be just like that, just like them. Completely. And I told myself that I want to become like this as a YouTuber. And I always keep that in my head a lot. Completely. And that's why I was like hacking and stuff, puking like that. And I just want to give a message to my family saying this: stop being worried about me. Stop worrying about my body. Literally, like this is not right. That's not healthy. To them, it's because I want them to worry is their own body, their own self, and stop worrying about me too much. Like, it's like way too much, you know, like overboard, overhanded. This is not right. My mom and my stepdad, when I was living with them, they were thinking about all of that, and I got like so noxious into it completely. And that's why I was puking, and that's why I was hacking, that's why I was in pain. That's why I got my ear infection, my toe infection. So yeah, like, that happened, and then I said, okay, I had enough. I had enough of this. So I decided to give up living with my mom. So I did what I had to do. I quit living with my mother, and let's just say things got worse. Really. So, all thanks to my dad, he came to my rescue completely. And this is when he was my hero all the time. And I know he still is too, completely. So he did that, and he came to my mom's house to pick me up, and forever since I moved here. And then things got a little bit more worse completely, because I was still puking, still hacking completely. Then my stepmother did the same thing like my mom and my stepdad did. Took me to the hospital. Was it still not okay, you know? Like, listen, I love my body, okay? I do. I want to look after it. But I can't do it because they keep worrying about me. Which is too much. So I decided to give up on that type of life instead of moving over here. So I decided to do YouTube. This is my dream job. I always loved to be. My art teacher told me this was my dream job. And I said what I had to say. I said YouTube. I did said YouTube into it. And ever since when I was, Don wasn't Pierce, Michael Jackson, Smosh, games for a little bit, and decided to join with YouTube. So I did. Then I made my first channel ever called Joey Manson and J-Man Man. Completely. And with my first video, I had a video called Me Dancing video to support Chris Brown with his music forever. And I was dancing to his song to support him. So I did that completely, and so I was like going on doing my things again as usual, and forever since I was keep on making YouTube videos for a bit a while or so, but I make videos on Facebook too, on my iPod, and yeah. So I do all of that completed, so this is half of my story, so I'm gonna make part 2. I'll bring it back. I'll make part 2 right now. See you then. Peace.